So, Steve, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for taking time.
All right.
Thanks for having us. Please introduce us to you, Rick.
Well, hello. This is Steve Vai, and we're here in Berlin, and we have a show tonight. And this is my rig that I use live. It starts with a Legacy 1 head, and then I have a Legacy 3 head that I pop in and out of for occasional sounds. And the output out of the back of the Legacy goes into this fractal unit here, which is the Axe Effects. That comes out stereo and goes into, returns to the different Legacy heads. And that's basically the main in and out of the rig. I have a spare
Just as
fractal as a backup. I've never needed it,
Okay.
knock wood. This is a carbon power amp, and what happens is I take the direct outs from the amp and I feed these monitors here, which I'll show you in a minute, because you got to come back here because I just got to tell you about this. This is a TC Electronics G-Force, I believe, that I use for the acoustic guitar only. That's just for acoustic. So then the feed out from the back of the fractal comes out to the pedal board here. So as you can see, it's a very simple pedal board.
It is.
Yeah, but this is all the effects in the within the Axe Effects, and
So you have it like just stomp boxes?
yeah, they're like stomp boxes, and then there's different presets, so you can create different kinds of things, and then different banks. It's relatively conventional, but the sounds aren't. From the Carvin Power Amp, I use these Carvin cabinets as monitors. They're direct guitar cabinets because this way I don't have to rely on the miking so much, to feed the monitors, because that always creates a real mess, because the sound is always picked up from the drums and the la la la, and then it just hits you in the face. So then out of the guitar I go into this Dunlop wah-wah. I occasionally use a Bad Horsey, but tonight we're using this. Out of that, it goes into a Gemini distortion pedal, which has 2 distortions in it.
It's a signature pedal?
That's my signature pedal, my signature Ibanez pedal. This is a, it can be used for various things within the fractal, but most of the time it's used when I'm using the harmonizer, the whammy in the fractal. And this is a volume pedal that's wired into the fractal, the Axe Effects, so that's my volume. And this is really the only other piece of outboard gear that I have. It's a very cool new whammy pedal. It's the DT, and it has this function that you can step on the pedal, and it does the interval loop as opposed to weir. And I use this on one song, Weeping China Doll, where I get this interval. I play a note and then the interval comes out. It's a different sound than the whammy. And then the most important piece of gear that I have really is this button right here. Because what this does, turns the fans on.
Makes sense.
And that's the Vai rig. And I use AKG mics. And occasionally I use, when I need to sing, which isn't very often, or when I play acoustic guitar, I use the inner ear monitors here, and these are fantastic.
So otherwise you rely on the actually normal, regular wedges?
Normal, regular, and probably actually my most important piece of gear is the cotton that goes in my ears.
Even
I got
more
big
important than the
ears.
fans?
Well, the cotton and the fans,
It's basically the main backline.
the main
rig
thing,
stuff.
yes. And the fans really, people think I have the fan to blow my hair back. That's partly true because it keeps my hair out of my face, but it also keeps you kind of dry and cool because it gets really hot under the lights.
Yes.
And when you're playing, tonight I probably will use the fans very little because it's very cool in here, as you can tell. But we're going to heat it up quite a bit.